So, you know how there's this massive push to control climate change, right? It's insane. But now cities and counties are suing oil companies, claiming they've caused billions in damages. I'm Jack, and with me is Jillian. Listen to this. Over 30 lawsuits have been filed, and they're all about making oil companies pay for climate and weather damages. The lawsuit in Boulder, Colorado is particularly crazy as they're seeking billions to compensate for past and future damages and to mitigate climate change impacts.
It's nuts, dude. They can't even prove that the oil companies are the ones causing the damage.
I mean, we've had variable snow seasons in Colorado for decades. And it's not like the oil companies are the ones controlling the weather. The plaintiffs are saying that the oil companies have harmed their property, health, and safety. But, come on, that's a pretty far stretch. And what really gets me is that they're trying to avoid federal courts because they know they won't be able to make their case stick. I've got a quote from one of the county attorneys, and it's wild. They're saying that the primary goal of this litigation is to impose an indirect carbon tax on the oil companies and to raise the price of their products so that people can't afford them. That's not justice. That's just a way to control people's lives. And let's be real, Jillian, this is all about the radical left trying to push their agenda, because they know they can't get it done through Congress. I mean, we've seen it before. They try to sneak it in through the back door and then claim it's for the greater good. But it's all just a power grab, and we need to be skeptical of that.
Last week's deep dive into the green energy myth really opened my eyes to how much of this is just a facade.
So, what do you think, Jillian? Should the Supreme Court let this lawsuit move forward, or should they shut it down?
It's crazy, right, that cities and counties think they can just sue oil companies and get away with it.
I mean, the Colorado Supreme Court already ruled that the lawsuit can proceed in state court. But now the oil companies are petitioning the U.S. Supreme Court to review the case. And let's not forget, Jillian, that this is all part of a bigger strategy to control our energy policy. And that's something we should all be concerned about. The U.S. Supreme Court has already curtailed the powers of federal agencies, and maybe it's time for them to step in and put a stop to this climate lawfare nonsense.
I think they should shut it down. Dude, it's just a waste of time and resources. And it's not just about the oil companies, it's about the fact that this lawsuit could set a precedent for all sorts of other ridiculous claims. I mean, if they can sue oil companies for climate change, what's to stop them from suing farmers for growing crops that contribute to greenhouse gas emissions? It's a slippery slope, dude, and we need to be careful.
So yeah, I think the Supreme Court should definitely shut this down. And that's not all, folks. This lawsuit could have major implications for our economy and for our way of life. I mean, if they succeed in imposing an indirect carbon tax, it could lead to higher prices for all sorts of products, from gasoline to electricity. And that's not just a problem for the oil companies. It's a problem for all of us. So let's hope the Supreme Court makes the right decision and puts a stop to this climate lawfare charade. And hey, if you're as concerned about this as we are, drop a comment below and share this with a friend. We need to get the word out and make sure that people know what's really going on here.